Welcome back to the Wisco Radio pregame show. 5:20 left until tip-off. Mount Horeb's coming into this game with an 0-1 record. Head coach Tom Lazar's second season last year finished with a winning record at 12-11. Vikings finished last season with a 2-game win streak and set them at 5th in the Badger North with a 5-9 conference record. However, they did lose in the playoffs to Oregon. Last season's leading scorer was Julia Magnuson with 14.8 points per game. However, she only finished with 4 points in the season opener. In the season opener, the Vikings lost 52-36 to Oregon. Anna Olendick was the leading scorer with 9 points. Some stats from that game: Vikings finished with 24 turnovers, 26 rebounds, shot below 50% from the free throw line, and were 3 for 8 on threes. The Vikings also shot 39% from the field, finished the game with 5 steals and 7 assists. Next game is this Saturday at Potosi. Coming up next, we will have some keys to the game coming up next.
It's an exciting time to work at Land's End in Dodgeville. Our distribution and call centers are hiring for first and second shift holiday part-time jobs. We offer flexible schedules in a variety of positions. Plus, you'll get access to our amazing employee discount, on-site clinic, and fitness center, and so much more. Starting wage is $13.25 to $14.25 an hour, with premium wages up to $21.38 per hour for select peak dates. In addition, we offer weekend and evening premium pay. Apply today at landsend.com/jobs. That's landsend.com/jobs.
Did you know that one of the top global providers of 3D printing and additive manufacturing services is located right here just outside of Mount Horeb? Since 2001, Midwest Prototyping has been creating parts and prototypes for companies worldwide. To learn more, visit MidwestProto.com. Midwest Prototyping proudly supports Mount Horeb students through internships, technical education programs, and athletics. Go Vikings!
The Grand Stay Hotel and Suites is a brand new hotel in Mount Horeb. The Grand Stay caters to business and leisure travelers and is ideal for individuals and families. In a convenient location near Madison, Grand Stay is also a great option for guests visiting neighboring Barneveld or Epic Systems in Verona. We offer clean, comfortable rooms, free hot breakfast, an indoor pool, hot tub, and a 24-hour fitness center. To see pictures, visit grandstaymount.horeb.com. Book online or call 608-437-5200 to make your reservation today.
Hey sports fans, be sure to cheer on your local sports team just like Kittleson Landscape has for over 25 years. Like many of you, Craig and his team have students and athletes in the Mount Horeb schools, and they are dedicated to their success and the overall success of the athletic programs. Need a place to go and unwind after the big game? Kittleson Landscape specializes in outdoor fire pits, patios, and much more. To get your free estimate today, call 608-437-8845. Hope you enjoy the game, brought to you by Kittleson Landscape. Go Vikings!
How do you define strength? Is it physical? Or is it mental? Maybe it's both. Maybe it's whatever empowers a person to dig deeper, fight harder, and overcome obstacles that once seemed insurmountable. Discover how much stronger and more confident your children can be. Encourage them to participate in a sport when they go to high school.
This message presented by the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
When the stadium lights go on, you know it's time for Mount Horeb Barneveld football, and that's where you'll find Mark Norman and Associates. As a parent and local business owner, Mark knows the importance of supporting high school athletics, the athletic program, and Mount Horeb Barneveld football. Mark Norman and Associates also knows the importance of buying or selling your property. At First Weber of Mount Horeb, Mark Norman and Associates want to help you find the perfect home in the area, whether it be in the town or in the country. For the expertise and the experience you need, call 608-575-3393 or visit them online, marknortman.firstweber.com.
This is Wisco Radio.
Welcome back to the Wisco Radio pregame show. Gonna get into some keys of the game quick here before tip-off. First off, for the Vikings, they really need to limit their turnovers. They had 24 last game, and they just need to limit those as much as possible. Also, they do need to make their free throws. They shot under 50% from the line in their season opener and need to take advantage of those free throws. Finally, they need to get the ball into the post and use their height to their advantage. Vikings are a big team, and if they get the ball down into the post, they'll have a lot of success. Vikings in all red today, Barneveld in all white, as the teams get set for the national anthem. Things looking a little bit different this year with the COVID-19 pandemic, all players wearing masks. Minimal fans here, all fans wearing masks, and no tip-off. Let you listen in to the national anthem. As I was mentioning, with the COVID-19 pandemic, not very many fans in attendance and no students, only family members. Should be pretty good for the Vikings with that in that case, because the Vikings aren't playing any of their games in Mount Horeb this year. All home games are being played at the Just a Game Fieldhouse up in the Dells. So Vikings players won't have to deal with any fans on the road. Starting lineups being announced. First for the Vikings. First up is number 10, Emma Anderson. Next up, junior number 21, Grace Vesperman. Next, senior number 22, Julia Magnuson. Up next is junior number 23, Emily Wallace. And rounding things out for the Vikings is junior number 34, Leah Leibfried. Now on the Barneveld side of things, starting things off for Barneveld is number 2, Shelby Marks. Coming up next is number 20, Rowan Vinger. Next, number 22, Ellie Pecken. Next, number 30, Leah Marks. And rounding things out is number 44, JC Spring. $18 minutes on the clock, getting ready to go here in Barneveld. Mount Horeb will start out with the ball. As I mentioned, no tip ball due to the pandemic. Wallace running the point for the Vikings, bringing it up. Over to Vesperman on the wing, giving it back to Wallace. Wallace now over to Anderson. Back to Wallace at the top, finds Magnuson. Tries to get it to Vesperman, bobbles the ball out to Magnuson for 3. No good. Rebounded Leibfried, puts it back up. Doesn't get it to go as Barneveld gets the rebound. Pecken pushing it up. Passes it over to Marks. Marks guarded closely by Vesperman on the wing now. Back up top to Peckin. Peckin to Marks on the wing. Peckin with it now driving, going baseline. Finding the open player, shoots up, no good. Rebound Vikings. As the ball will be tipped out of bounds, but will remain in possession for the Vikings. Barneveld showing a little bit of a press. Anderson with it. Now to Vesperman. Vesperman dribbling up, gives it back to Wallace. Vikings break the press pretty easily there. Now over to Vesperman. Back to Wallace as a foul will be called. First foul of the game for either team. Foul is on number 20, Rowan Vinger. 16:55 left in the first half. Still no score as the Vikings get it into Magnuson for the easy two. Vikings now showing a little bit of press after the made basket. As Peckin tries to push it up, gets it to Marks. Now back to Peckin. Tries to get it down low, stolen by Leibfried. Wallace now pushing it up, gets it to Anderson. Anderson on the wing, trying to dribble baseline. Barneveld playing his zone defense. Wallace shoots up the three, good. Vikings with a quick 5-0 lead. 16-18 left to play until halftime. Vikings showing press. Barneveld has to get it across the court here soon, as a timeout will be taken by Barneveld. With that, we will take one as well. Vikings up 5-0.
Farmers Savings Bank is proud of their community banking tradition. Farmers Savings Bank is committed to providing a high level of customer service and products to enhance the well-being of the communities they serve. Whether it is for a home, farm, land, or business loan, Farmers Savings Bank has money to lend. Be sure to call your local Mount Horeb Farmers Savings Bank today at 437-2265. Farmers Savings Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Can't make it to the game? Catch it live on WiscoRadio.com or download our mobile app on the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store.
16-10 left in the first half. Vikings up 5-0. Early lead for Mount Horeb.
Yeah, Colin, one of the things you were saying pregame was Emily Wallace only having 4 points in this season opener. 3 points already tonight, and we're only 2 minutes down here in Barneveld.
Yeah, very quick start for the Vikings so far in this one. Barneveld getting it down low in the post. Shots deflected. Rebound Vesperman. Vesperman pushing it up to Wallace. Wallace on the wing. Thought about the three for a second. Gets it to Leibfried. Now to Magnuson. Magnuson in the corner with it. Skips it to Vesperman. Now driving in. Tries to put up the shot. Doesn't get it, but draws the foul. Vesperman will head to the free throw line for 2 shots.
Great movement there by the Vikings, Colin. We saw a couple skip passes in that possession. We saw a good drive there by Vesperman. Something like that, and the Vikings get back to the free throw line, and they'll be in good shape this game.
Vesperman hits her first free throw. Vikings shot under 50% from the free throw line, something that I'm sure Coach Tom Lazar wasn't too happy about. So good start for them so far. Vesperman's second free throw is also good. Marks pushing it up. 3 defenders around her as she still has the ball, tries to dribble up, and will draw the foul. Foul was on Olendick. Her first of the game, first team foul for the Vikings as well. Marks passing it in for Barneveld, gets it into Spring. Now to Peckin. Peckin dribbling left, gets it to Leister. Shot up, no good. Rebound Magnuson. Pushing it ahead to Anderson, almost throws it out of bounds. Anderson tries to save it, but she can't, and will be Barneveld ball. Marks getting it into Peckin. Now skipping up to Lester. Now to Spring. Spring over to Marks. Now to Peckin. In the corner with it now is Barneveld. On the wing is Peckin. Over to Marks. Marks dribbling baseline on Magnuson. Tries to go up with a shot. but they say she stepped out of bounds. Good job by the Vikings so far on defense in this one, forcing a few early turnovers. Vesperman bringing it up, driving in, kicks it to Magnuson. Now to Wallace. Wallace on the wing. Vesperman in the corner, gets it down low to Magnuson in the post. Back to Vesperman. Now to Wallace at the top. Swings it to Olendick. Thought about the three. Doesn't take it. Drives in. Gives it to Magnuson, who pulls up the shot. Good. Vikings up early 9-0 with 14:25 left to play until halftime, as there will be a foul called on Mount Horeb. Foul is on Anna Olendick, her second already in this one.
Yeah, you're going to expect to see Olendick taking a seat here for at least a couple minutes left here in this first half. But Colin, one of the things we like to see on the Vikings side of things, Barneveld in a 2-3 pretty steady defense here, and Vikings really having no trouble beating that defense.
Vikings also showing a little bit of zone defense now. Barneveld has yet to get anything going on offense as they miss another shot, but get their own rebound. Dribbling in, Spring with it. Ball poked away as Buys ends up with it. Vesperman pushing it up quickly, almost loses her dribble. Open at the top, decides to take the three. No good long, as a foul will be called. Foul will be on Mount Horeb. Foul will be on Addison Buys, her first of the game. Third team foul for the Vikings so far.
Vikings were up really hot, Colin, right away in the first couple minutes of this half, but really haven't seen a whole lot in the past 3 minutes. Barneveld been able to stop them on offense, get a couple fouls and turnovers right off the bat.
Barneveld now with it, trying to get something going on offense. Into the corner. Puts up the three, no good. Barneveld rebound. Tries to go back up with it, as a foul will be called on the Vikings. Passing it in for Barneveld will be Shelby Marks. Gets it in. Right back to her. Now kicks it out. Now down low to Baker. Baker kicks it back out. Now down low to Baker again. Puts up the shot. No good. Ball poked around. Goes out of bounds and will remain with Barneveld. $13:20 left to play until halftime. Vikings up 9-0. Marks getting it in. Thought about the three, but a travel will be called on Gordon.
Barneveld's third travel in just 5 minutes. I know something that will be something they talk about at halftime for sure.
Yeah, Vikings playing very solid defense as the Vikings almost lose it there, but they managed to keep the ball. Parker now into the game, bringing it up. Over to Thompson. Now swings it over to Burke, finds Buys. Back to Parker, over to Thompson, who puts up the three, no good. Rebound Marks. Marks now pushing it up near the logo. Over to Gordon. Marks with it on the wing. Tries to get it into Baker. Ball's poked around and stolen by the Vikings. Thompson pushing it up. Gets it to Buys. Buys shoots the long two. No good. Rebound Marks. As they say, Marks stepped out of bounds while trying to dribble up the court and will be Vikings ball.
You know, one thing, Colin, both teams are sitting in a 2-3 zone right now on defense. The difference, though, is that the Vikings have forced 5 turnovers so far in this game compared to Barneveld, only 1 so far.
Yeah, Vikings putting a lot of pressure on Barneveld early. Burke dribbling in, kicks it to Buys, over to Wallace. Now to Leibfried in the corner for three, no good. Rebound Magnuson, puts it up, gets the bucket and the foul. Magnuson heading to the free throw line, trying to convert the three-point play. Magnuson, first free throw. No good. Rattles out. Rebound Barneveld. Gordon working on Wallace, pushing it up the court. Over to Leister. Now back to Gordon at the top. Thought about the three for a second. Would have been a deep one near the logo. Gordon at the top. Over to Leister. Loses the pass. And will be yet another Barneveld turnover.
Anderson checking in here for the Vikings. Vikings leading 11-0, 12:05 left to go in the first. I know, Colin, another thing that we're seeing, especially for both teams, is especially when both teams are in a defensive zone, you're forced to take some outside perimeter shots. Neither team has been relatively successful with those shots so far yet today.
Wallace with it near the top. Gets it to Leibfried. Now to Anderson. Shoots up the three. No good. Air ball. Rebound Leibfried. Now out to Burke for three. No good. Rebound Leibfried. Puts it back up. No good. And finally Barneveld gets the rebound. Gordon pushing it up to Peckin. Now getting it down low to Spring. No good. Shot blocked. Rebound Magnuson. Magnuson deciding to slow things down a little bit. And she gives it to Wallace. Now to Burke. Wallace now to Magnuson. Magnuson shoots up the three. Good. 14-0 your score. Vikings lead. 11-12 left to play in the first half. Peckin to Leister. Leister in the corner. Gives it back to Peckin. Now over to Gordon. Near the top into the corner as a traveling violation will be called on Barneveld. Elliott coming in to this game for the Vikings, replacing Burke. Barneveld also making a few substitutions. Wallace bringing it up the court over to Anderson. Anderson on the wing, skips it over to Elliott. Now back to Wallace at the top. Anderson now with it on the wing, dribbling in as a foul will be called on Barneveld. Foul was on Fahey, her first of the game. As Vikings get it into Anderson quick, no good. Rebound Spring. Wallace doing a nice job putting pressure on Barneveld. Kind of full court press, only one back. As Barneveld has it down low, puts up the shot, no good. Air ball goes out of bounds and will be Vikings ball.
Great defense there by Emma Anderson of the Vikings, keeping the hands straight up, forcing Spring to go around her, take that shot, and eventually putting it out of bounds. Vikings ball. Great defense there by Anderson.
Wallace working on Marks. Now over to Anderson. Magnuson with it in the corner. Throws it off the foot of a Barneveld defender and will be Vikings ball. Leibfried throwing it in. Gets it into Wallace. Now to Anderson. Now back to Wallace. Vikings passing it around the perimeter a lot and just looking for that open post player as they get it into Elliott as she travels. Results in the Vikings turnover.
Just one too many slides of the feet, especially that back foot there for the Vikings. Easy call there for the officials, but relatively good offensive run there for the Vikings.
Vikings on a 14-0 run to start the game. As Spring has it double team, skips it over now. Down low is Marks. Kicks it out. Now back to Marks down low to Spring. Spring passing it to the other block. Shot up, no good. Ball is on the ground being fought over as a jump ball will be called.
Now, the thing here for Barneveld, especially their offense, is they're not really doing anything wrong per se. They're having the shots. You know, they're moving the ball down low. When two people are collapsing in the corner for the Vikings, Barneveld's able to keep the ball moving. They're just not making shots, unfortunately.
Timeout on the floor. We will also take a quick break. Vikings up 14-0.
Dr. Steven Samuelson and Lauren Ta are your local eye care professionals. Any time of year is a great time to schedule your optical exam and your eye care needs. Clear vision starts with healthy eyes, so contact Samuelson Eye Care, 437-3377, to schedule your eye exam today. 437-3377. You'll be glad you did.
You are listening to Wisco Radio.
Welcome back to Barneveld High School. Vikings leading Barneveld 14-0. 9:29 left to play until halftime. Vikings playing really good ball so far in this one on both sides. Playing really good defense, forcing a lot of turnovers for Barneveld. And also taking their time on offense, being very patient, passing it around the outside and just looking for that open player near the blocks.
From the Vikings side of things, Colin Magnuson really taking advantage of that 2-3 zone, getting down low. She's got 6 points inside the arc. She's got 3 outside. She leads the Vikings with 9 points. Wallace follows with 3, and Vesperman with 2 successful free throws.
Marks looking to pass it in for Barneveld. Tries to get it in. Pass will be deflected out of bounds by Elliott and will remain Barneveld ball. Subs coming in for Barneveld. Peckin and Leister both coming in. Barneveld getting it into Marks. Dribbling into Peckin. Now back to Marks near the top. Marks being pressured by the Vikings. Now to Peckin. Now to Leister in the corner, guarded by Anderson. Dribbles baseline, puts up the shot. Block no good. Rebounded by Magnuson. Vesperman pushing it up. Tries to get it to Magnuson. No good. Stolen. As Marks pushes it up to Leister. Tries to go up with the shot. Shot is deflected out of bounds and will be Barneveld ball. Thompson checking in for the Vikings for Elliott. Marks tries to find the open player, can't, as a foul will be called. Believe it will be on the Vikings.
Yeah, that's going to be on Emma Anderson, for the Vikings. I'll only be here first, but she's trying to get around a little offensive block out there from Barneveld.
Marks getting it into Leister. Guarded closely by Vesperman. Ball's on the ground. Fought for and will be a jump ball. Will be Mount Horeb's ball.
One thing you cannot say, though, for the Vikings is that they're not being scrappy. They're out there. They're on the floor. They're making some good passes, opening up the offensive side of things. You know, the only thing that I would say doubt them on is the fact that they've only made a handful of shots. If they're making more of their shots, they're in a much better position offensively even too.
Yeah, Vikings playing very solid so far in this one. As Magnuson tries to get it to Baez, will be a turnover. But Barneveld will step out of bounds and will be Vikings ball. 8:35 left to play until halftime. Vikings lead 14-0. Baez with it, gets it to Anderson. Anderson down low, puts up the shot, no good. Rebounded by Peckin. As a double dribble will be called on Peckin. Vikings showing a lot of pressure, full court press, and you can see how it's affecting Barneveld.
Yeah, the Vikings' full court press has been significantly more effective than the Barneveld's equivalent against the Vikings tonight.
Magnuson putting up the 3 right away, no good. Rebounded by Baez, tries to put up the shot, no good. Now rebounded by Thompson, kicks it to Vesperman as a traveling violation will be called on Vesperman.
Julia Magnuson got that, turned around, looked for a second, and said, all right, I'll take that.
Yeah,
if you're gonna give that to Magnuson, she said she'll at least try it and see.
Barneveld not trying to push it up the court as Mark steps out of bounds. Another Barneveld turnover.
About 10 minutes gone for game time so far in this first half. Barneveld 9 turnovers to the Vikings 5.
Yeah, Vikings on the other side of things in this game. Last game they had 24 turnovers, as I mentioned, and they played a lot cleaner game today. Anderson with it. Now to Burke. Now to Vesperman at the top. Pump fakes. Kicks it to Anderson. Anderson driving in. Pulls up for the shot. Rattles out. No good. Rebounded by Peckin as a foul will be called on Vesperman. Vesperman's first of the game. 6th team foul for the Vikings so far. As Marks will look to get it in. Gets it to Leister. Leister pushing it up the court. Loose ball. Gathered in by Magnuson. Now to Thompson. Thompson pushing it up quickly. Over to Burke. Burke driving baseline. Nothing going there. Kicks it to Anderson. Now to Magnuson on the wing. Couldn't handle the pass. Now to Thompson as she gets it to Burke. Ball being poked around a few times here on this possession as the ball is on the ground and will be a traveling violation on Barneveld. Peckin had it on the ground and rolled around a little bit, caused a traveling violation. Timeout taken by Mount Horeb. We will take a quick break as well. 7:27 left to play in the first half. Vikings up 14-0.
Being a teenager is tough.
There's the constant pressure to be liked.
Endless worrying about college.
Cyberbullying, high expectations, all the negativity.
There's no question. Being a teenager is tough. And what do Wisconsin's teens do when they want to block out the noise and clear their heads?
We play!
Research shows that teenagers who participate in high school sports have lower stress levels, more confidence, and greater self-esteem. And then there's the biggest benefit of all.
Replays of past games.
High school
and
sports are
podcasts
fun.
Covering
Not
all
just
Vikings
fun.
athletic
They're
action
a lot
by
of
going
fun.
to wiscoradio.com and clicking on
Encourage
the
your
archive
teenagers to participate in a sport or activity when they go to high school. They'll stress less and smile more. And they'll be laying the foundation for a happier, healthier future.
This message presented by the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
Welcome back to the game. Vikings have the ball as there will be a traveling violation called on Wallace.
Yeah, Wallace couldn't quite give that one away. She looks like she tripped over her own feet. Tried to get it away, avoid the traveling turnover call, unable to do so.
Vikings showing their full court press. Done a very nice job with it so far in this one as Barneveld breaks it here. Peckin driving in, shoots up the shot, no good. Rebound Magnuson. Pushing it up to Burke, now to Anderson. Anderson on the wing with it. Wallace at the top. Guarded by Gordon. Anderson now with it. Skips it to Thompson. Now to Wallace at the top. Over to Burke. Vikings taking a lot of time, being patient here, looking for the right shot as Thompson shoots one up, no good. Rebounded by Magnuson, but there will be a foul called on Magnuson. Magnuson pushed off. Try to get the rebound there, her first of the game. Barneveld will now be in bonus for the remainder of the first half. 6:36 left.
That is the one thing I will say, Colin, about this Vikings team so far is that they played some relatively good offense, able to keep things together on defense, force some great turnovers on defense. The one thing I think Vikings can improve on in the second half is just staying under control in the foul counts.
At the line right now for Barneveld is Marks. Her first free throw, no good. Barneveld still not able to get on the board for points. Wallace running the point. Magnuson setting the screen. Now over to Parker. Parker shoots up the long two, tries to make it in, no good. Rebound Barneveld. Marks pushing it up. Now over to Spring. Spring guarded closely by Parker. Peckin with it on the wing, now into the corner. Pass is stolen by Emma Anderson, deflected by Magnuson. Wallace now bringing it up. Nice crossover move now to Burke in the corner, who shoots up the three, long, no good. Rebounded by Marks. 5:45 left to play in the first half. Barneveld's yet to get on the board as Spring will go up for the shot. Doesn't get it to go, but will draw the foul. Spring will head to the line for her first 2 free throws of the night.
Foul's going to be on number 10 for the Vikings, Emma Anderson. Her second.
First free throw from Spring is no good. 14-0 your score. 5:44 left to play until halftime as Leibfried will check into this game for Anderson.
Spring is just having a tough night down low. Really getting the shots, 0 for 5 from down low. But she does get one in the first points for Barneveld. Fall from Spring.
Barneveld showing a little bit of full court press here. Vikings trying to break it as they seem to just walk right up the court. Burke with it on the wing. Now to Wallace at the top. Getting the screen from Leibfried. As Wallace will shoot the long 2. Short, no good. Rebounded by Burke. Now trying to get it to Wallace. Pass will be deflected out of bounds. Ball will remain with Mount Horeb. Ball is passed into Burke. Over to Wallace on the wing. Thought about the 3. Gets it to Burke now. Now down to Leibfried. Parker now to Burke, who has a wide open 3. No good. Rebounded by Magnuson. Magnuson now back to Burke. Gets it down low to Leibfried. Leibfried goes up with a shot. No good. Goes up again. Shot will be blocked, but draws the foul as Leibfried will head to the free throw line. Leibfried, first free throw. Up and bounces in. 15-1 your score. 5 minutes left to play until halftime. Leibfried, second free throw, good as well. Barneveld trying to break this Mount Horeb press, something that they've struggled with throughout this game. As Peckin will draw the foul and will head to the free throw line for bonus.
Foul's going to be on Parker. Thought she almost had it and trapped him in the backcourt, getting awfully close to 10. Barneveld able to draw that foul, though. They're going to head to the line 16-1. Looking to get a couple more on the board here.
Free throw bounces in as Peckin will get another. Leister checking into this one for Vinger. Gordon also coming in. Gordon checking in for Marks. Peckin, second free throw, good as well. Score is now 16-3. 4:51 left to play until halftime. Vikings breaking the Barneveld press pretty easily as Burke tries to drive in, but will be called with the double dribble. Vikings starting off really hot in this one on the offensive side of things. Cooling down a little bit recently, but still playing really well on the defensive side of things as the ball is loose. As a jump ball will be called. Third one tonight so far. Will be possession Barneveld.
Colin, I know you mentioned in your pregame Vikings struggling from the line in their first game of the season. For them tonight, a little bit of a turnaround. 4 for 5 from the line tonight. That's the kind of improvement I think you like to see at practice and game over game. If you can go from, to 4 out of 5 in the first half, that's a pretty good improvement. Something that I know Coach Lazar would like to see and probably will talk about here coming into the half.
Another thing the Vikings were looking to do is limit those turnovers, and they've definitely done that. So Vikings playing just a really great game so far.
Only 7 for the Vikings tonight, so absolutely compared to what they had last game, that's a huge improvement.
Foul will be called on the Vikings. Baker will head to the free throw line for double bonus. Foul was on Buys, her second of the game. Baker's first free throw is good. 4:14 left to play in the first half. Vikings up 16-4 as Baker gets ready for her second shot. Good as well.
Barneveld 5 for 7 from the line and in double bonus with 4:12 left to go here in this first half. That could be a potential area for Barneveld to really come back and really make up some points.
Vesperman gets the ball stolen from her, but Leister makes the mistake and goes over and back right as she stole the ball. Barneveld's had a lot of those plays where they somehow manage to steal the ball and then end up turning it over right away, stepping out of bounds, over and back, travel calls. I believe that's about the fifth one they've had tonight.
Yeah, they're right there, Colin. We said this earlier. They're right there. They're making some good things happen on offense. Defense is strong. They're right there. They're just not able to make the baskets fall. Turnovers definitely aren't helping them either.
Wallace at the top over to Vesperman. Driving in now, kicks it to Olendick in the corner. Now to Leibfried, now to Magnuson down low, and gets the finish to go. Barneveld breaking the Mount Horeb press, pushing it all the way to the hoop. No good. Rebounded by Leibfried. Ball will be deflected out of bounds by Leister, and the ball will go to the Vikings. Wallace bringing it up for Mount Horeb. Crosses half court. Gets the screen from Leibfried. Now to Vesperman. Vesperman. Now over to Olendick on the wing. Skips it back to Wallace. Now back to Vesperman. Driving in. Kicks it to Magnuson, who shoots a little jumper. Good. 3:08 left to play until halftime. Vikings up 20-5. As Barneveld still struggles to break the press, as they finally do. Jumper from the top, no good. Air ball goes out of bounds and will be Vikings ball. Peckin checking back into this one for Barneveld, coming in for Baker.
Last offensive possession there for the Vikings was really firing on all cylinders, passing the ball around, getting some open space, and then obviously Magnuson getting about a 10-foot jumper to sink. Is fantastic work there from the Vikings on offense.
Wallace with it near the top, dribbles in, as a foul will be called on the Vikings. Foul will be on Leibfried.
Leibfried just didn't quite set her feet before setting that screen. Will be an offensive foul, so Barneveld not heading to the line, but will get the ball back.
As they just throw it right into the hands of the Vikings. Vesperman dribbling up, gets it to Olendick down low. Olendick puts up the shot, no good. Rebounded by Gordon. Gordon now pushing it up and will almost be trapped there, as a timeout will be taken by Barneveld. 2:20 left to play. Vikings up 20-5.
Hey sports fans, be sure to cheer on your local sports team just like Kittleson Landscape has for over 25 years. Like many of you, Craig and his team have students and athletes in the Mount Horeb schools, and they are dedicated to their success and the overall success of the athletic programs. Need a place to go and unwind after the big game? Kittleson Landscape specializes in outdoor fire pits, patios, and much more. To get your free estimate today, call 608-437-8845. Hope you enjoy the game, brought to you by Kittleson Landscape. Go Vikings!
You are listening to Wisco Radio.
Welcome back to Barneveld High School. 2:20 left to play until halftime. Vikings up 20-5. So far, the standout player for the Vikings has been Magnuson, only 2 rebounds shy of a double-double, and it's not even halftime yet.
Yeah, we got the double-double alert coming out real quick with 2:20 left in the first. Magnuson 2 rebounds away.
Peckin with it, puts up the jumper from the free throw line, no good. Rebounded by Magnuson. Vesperman now pushing it up, slowing things down a little bit. Gets the screen from Leibfried, kicks it to Olendick. Leibfried setting the hard screen again, and will get called for the offensive foul.
Two quick same fouls there from Leibfried. That one I think was a little bit more set than the first one. The first one was relatively unset from Leibfried, but that one was a little bit more set. That one could have gone either way, actually. I think watching that one live, that could have been just called just a normal good hard screen.
Barneveld trying to push it up. Ball will be stolen by Vesperman. Vesperman now pushing it up quickly as she finds herself in a little bit of trouble here. Gets it to Wallace. Timeout taken by Mount Horeb. Score is 20-5 with 1:38 left until halftime. We'll be right back.
When the stadium lights go on, you know it's time for Mount Horeb Barneveld football, and that's where you'll find Mark Norman and Associates. As a parent and local business owner, Mark knows the importance of supporting high school athletics, the athletic program, and Mount Horeb Barneveld football. Mark Norman and Associates also knows the importance of buying or selling your property. At First Weber of Mount Horeb, Mark Norman and Associates want to help you find the perfect home in the area, whether it be in the town or in the country. For the expertise and the experience you need, call 608-575-3393 or visit them online, marknorman.firstweber.com.
Can't make it to the game? Catch it live on wiscoradio.com or download our mobile app on the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store.
Vikings up 20-5, 1:38 left until halftime. Vikings got off to a really quick start in this one and just never really looked back. Barneveld not scoring their first point until late in the first half. Vikings able to take the early lead from that.
In addition to that, Colin, Barneveld only scoring points at the line tonight, not successful from anywhere else on the floor except from the free throw stripe tonight. 5 points, they're actually 5 from 7 from the stripe.
It just shows you how good the Vikings defense has been in this one, putting a lot of pressure on the ball and forcing a lot of turnovers. Vikings with the ball now. Vesperman gets it over to Wallace. Now to Anderson in the corner, who shoots up the three. No good. Rebounded by Burke. Burke now kicking it out to Wallace. Now to Anderson down low. Thinks about the shot. Kicks out to Magnuson for three. Good. 23-5. Now your score with just over a minute left to play until halftime. Leister with it, driving in. Gets the bucket, but they say she traveled before that. Wallace into Vesperman. Now back to Wallace. Pushing it up. Vesperman back to Wallace. Now gets it across half court to Magnuson. Burke now with it for three. No good. Rebounded by Marks. Marks pushing it up. Marks getting the shot up. No good. Tries to get her own rebound. Tipped out of bounds and will be Barneveld ball. 39 seconds left to play in the first half. Barneveld with the ball underneath their hoop. Getting it into Spring. Guarded by Magnuson. Gets the shot up. Gets the bucket and the foul. Foul was on Magnuson. Her second of the game. Free throw from Spring is good. Converts the and one. Wallace getting it into Vesperman. Back to Wallace. Wallace trying to push it across half court. Gets it across half court to Vesperman. Now to Magnuson in the corner, who shoots the three. Rattles out. Ball poked around and eventually rebounded by Barneveld. Peckin pushing it up, guarded closely by Wallace. Now to Marks, as they will get the foul on Wallace. Will be a reach-in foul. Marks will head to the free throw line for two shots. First free throw from Marks is no good, short, as Gordon will check into this game for Leister. Second free throw from Marks. Up, no good as well. Rebounded by Vesperman. Rips the ball away, passes it up to Anderson. Anderson pushing it up quickly. Only 9 seconds left to play in the first half. Vesperman with it now to Wallace. Wallace shoots the three, doesn't get it to go. Rebounded by Magnuson. 1 second left as the buzzer will sound. Vikings up 23-8 here at the half. We will take a quick break and then we will be back with the Wisco Radio halftime show.
The Grand Stay Hotel and Suites is a brand new hotel in Mount Horeb. The Grand Stay caters to business and leisure travelers and is ideal for individuals and families. In a convenient location near Madison, Grand Stay is also a great option for guests visiting neighboring Barneveld or Epic Systems in Verona. We offer clean, comfortable rooms, free hot breakfast, an indoor pool, hot tub, and a 24-hour fitness center. To see pictures, visit grandstaymounthoreb.com. Book online or call 608-437-5200 to make your reservation today.
This is Wisco Radio.
Rural Mutual Insurance, keeping Wisconsin strong.
The Jared Nelson Agency is a proud supporter of Viking athletics. Known as the top farm insurer in Wisconsin, the Jared Nelson Agency is also your source for commercial, home, auto, and life insurance. Call 437-4020 or stop by the office at 211 West Main Street, Mount Horeb, to protect what matters most.
Rural Mutual Insurance, keeping Wisconsin strong.
This is Wisco Radio.
Are you in need of chiropractic services? Dr. Joe Ryan at Mount Horeb Chiropractic will provide the finest chiropractic care to each and every patient. Dr. Ryan uses advanced spinal correction and chiropractic adjustments utilizing state-of-the-art techniques. Dr. Ryan has years of training, expertise, and experience in helping patients get relief from their back pain, neck pain, and other related conditions. Located at 1840 Business Highway 18151 next to Pizza Hut, or call 608-437-0099 to set up an appointment today.
You are listening to Wisco Radio.
Farmers Savings Bank is proud of their community banking tradition. Farmers Savings Bank is committed to providing a high level of customer service and products to enhance the well-being of the communities they serve. Whether it is for a home, farm, land, or business loan, Farmers Savings Bank has money to lend. Be sure to call your local Mount Horeb Farmers Savings Bank today at 437-2265. Farmers Savings Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Follow us on Twitter and Facebook at Wisco Radio for photos, stats, the tip tracker, and much more.
Play in Wisconsin, the largest selection and the lowest prices on swing sets, basketball hoops, trampolines, backyard courts, sports training products, and much more. Try it first at Play in Wisconsin, Parmenter Street in Middleton, or playinwisconsin.com.
Did you know that one of the top global providers of 3D printing and additive manufacturing services is located right here just outside of Mount Horeb? Since 2001, Midwest Prototyping has been creating parts and prototypes for companies worldwide. To learn more, visit MidwestProto.com. Midwest Prototyping proudly supports Mount Horeb students through internships, technical education programs, and athletics. Go Vikings!
Play in Wisconsin is your local home court headquarters for everything basketball. From driveway hoops to indoor-outdoor home courts, find the perfect addition for your family. Visit playinwisconsin.com or stop by Wisconsin's only basketball showroom to see all the features before you buy. Try it first at Play in Wisconsin.
Wisco Radio, home of the Mount Horeb Vikings.
Vikings up 23-8. 6:20 left until play resumes here after the half. Vikings playing a really solid game in the first half, limiting turnovers, playing really good defense, and not rushing any shots, finding the open shot, and just playing really solid game all around.
Yeah, Colin, looking at the stats here, going through what Barneveld has so far, Spring leads Barneveld, the Golden Eagles, 4 points, 2 rebounds. Leah Marks doesn't have any points on the board for the Golden Eagles, but does have 4 rebounds, and Baker has 2 points and 2 rebounds. Kind of a stat, though, to watch, though, for the Golden Eagles, and we've said this throughout the entire first half, is the turnovers, right, Colin? 15 turnovers so far from Barneveld in this first half alone. I know that's something that they're most definitely talking about in the locker rooms right now. 15 turnovers for them. But kind of on the flip side of that, 75% from the line for Barneveld. That's where they got their first 5 points of the game. was from that stripe. And so for Barneveld, they were put in that position. Mount Horeb had 10 fouls on the board relatively early. I think they had like 5 or 6 minutes left on the clock in this first half where they had 10 fouls on the board. So Barneveld was put in that position to make some shots from the line. And they absolutely did in that first half, 75% from the stripe. Where I think they kind of fell a little bit in this first half are just the early points not falling, Colin. The early points just didn't fall for Barneveld. They were doing most things. They were getting the ball down low almost on every offensive possession, but they just couldn't sink those shots. And they're going to fall. They will fall. Maybe not today, may not be this game, but they're going to fall. That movement on offense that we're seeing from the Golden Eagles it will be successful. Like I said, maybe not today, but at least for sure in the future, that will be successful. So they're doing some good movement on the ball, getting down low. They're just not sinking shots. So that's really where they're falling. That's why we see the score differential where it is right now, 23-8. Barneveld trailing Mount Horeb right now. But from Mount Horeb side of things, speaking for the Vikings, a much different story to tell. Down low, that's where they've been getting their points. They've been scoring almost nonstop there from the arc and below. Magnuson hitting that double-double mark. Actually, the last rebound as the buzzer sounded put her over that mark. So we have a double-double already for Magnuson from the Vikings. 16 points, 10 rebounds in this first half. Wallace, 3 points, 2 assists follows Magnuson. Now, Wallace, one of those players from the Vikings who, in this first half, doesn't have a whole lot of points on the board. Is normally probably used, especially last season, used to a couple more of those threes falling. Doing some quick math here, Wallace only shot 2 threes, made one of them. So, I mean, percentage-wise, she's in a good shot, but she's usually in a different position if you're looking at where she was playing at last year. But she's been a significantly more kind of offensive catalyst, I think, is her position for this year. Really making things open up Magnuson and, especially Burke as well. And there's been a couple assists to Burke there in that first half. So while Wallace only has 3 points on the board, I'm going to put her right up there with Magnuson, having some good offensive catalysm for the Vikings here in this first half. And following Lively, 2 points and 5 rebounds, really getting up there, getting on the boards, keeping the hands up, keeping the ball in the air. Good work from Lively in this first half. Corresponding, though, to Barneveld, 9 turnovers for the Vikings, something that they've greatly improved upon against their first game. Colin, how many did they have their first game?
24.
20. So unless something goes haywire, they could have 9 more in this first half or second half, and still be ahead. Unless something goes dramatically haywire here, I think the Vikings have at least made some improvement on the turnover side of things, and also from the line. Vikings doing really well, from the line as well. 80% from the free throw stripe from the Vikings, while they didn't get there as frequently as Barneveld did in that second half of the first half. They've made it count when they've gotten there, so both teams can be happy about their performance from the line. Key to the game for the Vikings, for this second half, early fouls were key for the Vikings. Like I said before, the early fouls put Barneveld in the position to put some points on the board. And for the Vikings, staying out of foul trouble. No one on the board has 3 fouls for the Vikings. A couple have 2. Olendick, Anderson, Buys, Magnuson, Lively have 2. So a couple to at least kind of keep an eye on for the Vikings. But going forward, just staying out of foul trouble for the Vikings, I think it's going to be huge going into this second half.
Vikings just, as you mentioned, just playing a great all-around first half. 1:21 left in halftime until play resumes. Vikings up 23-8. We will take one quick break before the start of the second half. We'll be right back.
It's an exciting time to work at Land's End in Dodgeville. Our distribution and call centers are hiring for first and second shift holiday part-time jobs. We offer flexible schedules in a variety of positions. Plus, you'll get access to our amazing employee discount, on-site clinic, and fitness center, and so much more. Starting wage is $13.25 to $14.25 an hour, with premium wages up to $21.38 per hour for select peak dates. In addition, we offer weekend and evening premium pay. Apply today at landsend.com/jobs. That's landsend.com/jobs.
You're listening to Wisco Radio, the leader in Mount Horeb Prep Athletics.
Vikings up 23-8, 18 minutes on the clock, getting ready to start things up in the second half. Will be Barneveld's ball to start things here. As we mentioned earlier, things just look a little bit different. Vikings got the ball right away to start things out. No tip-off, something that you're seeing across Wisconsin, WIA. Will actually be Vikings ball. Possession arrow pointed their way. Wallace with it near the top. Barneveld still playing that zone. Hasn't worked out great for them so far. Anderson with it down low. Puts up the shot. Gets it to go and the foul.
And that's what Emma Anderson, I think, has been playing for all night. She's been just unlucky down low, playing some great scrappy basketball. 0 for 3 from inside the arc and 0 for 2 from outside. First 2 points from Emma Anderson, are on the board.
Anderson missing the free throw. Vikings getting the rebound, however. Gets it over to Vesperman. Vesperman near the top. Gets it to Wallace in the corner. Now back to Vesperman, driving in, kicking it to Magnuson for 3. Good. Another player that maybe doesn't have the stats today but has played really well is Vesperman, playing really scrappy, having a couple of jump balls and just playing great all-around basketball. Barneveld pushing it down now with Spring with the easy shot. Barneveld gets their first 2 points of the second half. Score is 28-10. Vesperman pushing it up, gets it to Leibfried. Now to Wallace near the top, over to Magnuson. Magnuson skipping it down to Anderson. Shoots the baseline jumper, no good. Rebounded by Barneveld, but goes out of bounds right away. Marks trying to gather in that rebound, but just can't. Lets the ball go out of bounds. Gets it into Magnuson right away for the easy jumper. Marks now pushing it up. Ball almost stolen by Magnuson as a foul will be called on Vesperman. Peckin will draw the foul there. Vesperman with the reach in. Marks gets it into Peckin. Now to Spring. Barneveld not very spread out right now, all kind of clustered in one spot. As Peckin tries to put up the shot, no good. Rebounded by Magnuson, but dribbles it out of bounds. Will be Barneveld's ball right underneath their hoop. Gets it in right away. Shot no good. Tries to go back up with it. Ball will be stolen by Vesperman as she will draw the foul. A foul will be on Marks. Her second of the game. Second team foul for Barneveld already in the second half. Vikings get it into Vesperman, dribbling it up. Slows it down, gets it to Wallace. Leibfried trying to set the screen. Now to Anderson in the corner. Skips it to Vesperman. Dribbling in, pulls up for a shot, no good short. Rebounded by Peckin. Peckin now pushing it up. Gets it over on the wing. Now back to Peckin near the top. Over on the wing is Vinger. Vinger guarded closely by Wallace. Vikings still running that zone defense. It seemed to work really well for them in the first half. Barneveld tries to get it down low. Blocked by Leibfried. Vesperman now pushing it up. Goes for the layup and gets it. Timeout taken by Mount Horeb. Vikings lead 32-10 with 15:38 left to play.
Hey sports fans, be sure to cheer on your local sports team just like Kittleson Landscape has for over 25 years. Like many of you, Craig and his team have students and athletes in the Mount Horeb schools, and they are dedicated to their success and the overall success of the athletic programs. Need a place to go and unwind after the big game? Kittleson Landscape specializes in outdoor fire pits, patios, and much more. To get your free estimate today, call 608-437-8845. Hope you enjoy the game, brought to you by Kittleson Landscape. Go Vikings!
Find all previous stats, replays of past games, and weekly podcasts covering all Vikings athletic action by going to wiscoradio.com and clicking under the Archives podcast tab.
Vikings lead 32-10 coming out of the timeout. 15:38 left on the clock. Barneveld with the ball trying to break this Mount Horeb press that has been very good so far tonight. Getting it across half court. Peckin in the corner. Skips it over to Marks. Peckin on the wing. Shoots the three. Can't get it to go. Rebounded by Leibfried. Wallace now working on Peckin. Getting it across half court. Over to Magnuson. Magnuson back to Wallace near the top. Over to Ondick on the wing. Now to Anderson in the corner. Finds Ondick. Back to Anderson now. Skips it to Wallace. Wallace dribbling in. Now to Magnuson in the corner for three. Good. Vikings running that offense. Dribbling in. Kicking it out. Finding Magnuson in the corner for three quite a few times tonight so far. As turnover from Barneveld, and then a foul on Anderson, or Anderson draws the foul. Foul will be on Baker for Barneveld, her second of the game. Thompson checking into this game for the Vikings, coming in for Wallace. 14:37 left to play. Vikings up 35-10. Thompson pushing it up, slowing things down now. Gets it to Leibfried, now to Ondick. Ondick shoots up the three from the wing. No good. Air ball goes out of bounds and will be Barneveld's ball. Coming into the game for Barneveld is Marks, subbing in for Spring. Marks looking to pass it in. Finds Leister, now back to Marks. Olendick and Thompson working on the press as a travel will be called on Barneveld. Another nice job by the Vikings playing that press defense, forcing yet another turnover. Vikings getting the ball right underneath their hoop. Leibfried getting it into Magnuson. Anderson near the top. Magnuson now over to Olendick. Takes one dribble, bounces it over to Anderson. Anderson back to Olendick. Dribbling left now, kicks it to Thompson. Thompson in the corner, had the wide open three, decided not to take it, and passes it back out to Olendick. Magnuson now skips it to Thompson, who now takes the three. No good. Rebounded by Leibfried. Ball is on the ground, and there will be another jump ball called. The ball will go to Barneveld as Parker, Burke, and Bice come in for the Vikings for Leibfried, Anderson, and Magnuson. Vikings giving their starters a little bit of a breather here with 13:45 left to play. Vikings up by 25 points. Score is 35-10 as a foul will be called on the Vikings. Leister draws the foul for Barneveld.
Foul is going to be on Olendick for the Vikings, her third.
Barneveld gets it in. Over to Leister. Leister now to Gordon. Guarded closely by Thompson and Elliott, getting double teamed as Gordon will draw the foul. Thompson with the reach-in foul, her first of the game.
You know, something that we mentioned about for the Vikings are those fouls, and had 3 quick fouls here in the minute or so. Something that is not going to be sustainable if the Vikings keep that pace up.
Elliott with it, skips it to the corner to Parker. Parker to Elliott, now back to Thompson. Skipping it to Burke. Burke decides to take the three, no good. as it will be rebounded by Barneveld. Leicester now trying to push it up. Ball will be stolen by Parker. Parker slowing things down, gets it over to Elliott. Elliott on the wing, trying to find Buys, but the ball will be stolen by Leicester. Had it, was on the ground, and they will get her for the travel. .12:48 left to play. Vikings up 35-10. Parker over to Thompson. Back to Parker near the top. Thompson now with it. Parker over to Burke. Now back to Parker. Burke on the wing. Parker at the top now. Vikings just kind of passing it along the top, looking for Buys, who's down low open, as Thompson will skip it over to the corner for three. Good. Elliott with the three-pointer. As the ball will be stolen. Vikings looking to push it up. Parker with it. Goes up for the layup, but will be called for the traveling violation. Barneveld making a couple of substitutions. Spring and Peckin coming into this one. Timeout taken by Barneveld. Vikings up 38-10 with 12:05 left to play.
When the stadium lights go on, you know it's time for Mount Horeb Barneveld football, and that's where you'll find Mark Norman and Associates. As a parent and local business owner, Mark knows the importance of supporting high school athletics, the athletic program, and Mount Horeb Barneveld football. Mark Norman and Associates also knows the importance of buying or selling your property. At First Weber of Mount Horeb, Mark Norman and Associates want to help you find the perfect home in the area, whether it be in the town or in the country. For the expertise and the experience you need, call 608-575-3393 or visit them online, marknorman.firstweber.com.
Wisco Radio, home of the Mount Horeb Vikings.
12:05 left to play in this one. Vikings up big, 38-10. Vikings coming out of halftime playing just like they did in the first half. Solid basketball all around, good defense, putting pressure, not rushing any shots on the offensive side of things either.
You know, Colin, what I'd like to see, though, from the Vikings in the second half is a little bit of depth from scoring. Obviously, you have Magnuson scoring 8 points already this half, but you also have Elliott. You have 3 for her. You have Vesperman. She's got a 2. Anderson has 2 points to her name as well in this half. So a little bit more depth from the Vikings this half is really promising to see.
Vikings get the steal. Nice job by Parker jumping that pass. She now pushes it up the court, slows it down over to Burke. Burke skips it to the corner to Elliott. Elliott 3, no good. Rebounded by Barneveld, stolen by Buys. Now back to Elliott, who puts up the jumper and banks it in. Elliott now with 5 in this one. Peckin with it. Now to Spring in the corner, gets it into Marks. Back to Peckin. Bounces it to Marks. Pass almost jumped by Thompson as Peckin shoots the jumper and is fouled on the way up. Misses the shot, but will head to the free throw line for 2 shots. Following that Elliott jump shot, Vikings are now up by 30. Score is 40-10 with 11:19 left. Peckin free throw, bounces out, no good. Vikings making a few substitutions here. Plouts, Wallace, and Ackerman checking into this one. Peckin, second free throw, good. Score is now 40-11. Vikings lead. Wallace bringing the ball up. Over to Parker on the wing. Gets it down to Plouts. Goes up with a shot, no good. Rebound Buys. She tries to go up with it. Shot will be blocked and will remain with the Vikings. Parker passing it in for the Vikings. Gets it in. Kicks it out to Wallace. Wallace to Parker. Parker thought about the 3. Now over to Ackerman. Shot no good. Rebounded by Barneveld as Parker will get caught with the reach-in foul. Her second foul of the game. 5th team foul for the Vikings in the second half. Peckin on the wing, guarded by Wallace. Skips it over. Now down low to Spring. Tries to go up with the shot. Will draw the foul. Doesn't get the shot to go, but will get 2 tries at the free throw line.
Foul's going to be on Buys for the Viking. That'll be her 3rd. That Spring shot. It's up and good.
Score is now 40-12. The Vikings lead. 10:40 left to play in this one. As Spring's second free throw is also good. Wallace bringing it up. Gets the screen from Buys. Over on the wing now to Plouts. Tries to get it in to Buys. Pass is stolen by Spring. Spring thought about pushing it up fast, but then decided to slow it down and give it to Marks. Peckin with it. Gets it down low. Shoots the shot. Goes off the backboard hard. No good. Ball will go out of bounds and will remain with Barneveld. Marks passing it in for Barneveld. Tries to get it over to Baker. Pass deflected by Parker. Baker lines up with it. Shoots a shot. No good. As Marks will grab the rebound. Goes up for the shot. No good, but draws the foul and will head to the free throw line. .10:09 left to play. 40-13 your score. Vikings lead.
Shelby Marks at the free throw line, one of the shorter players on the floor. But Colin, get this, 6 rebounds, leads Barneveld in rebounds tonight with 6 as she misses that first free throw.
Second free throw, no good as well. Ball battered around, goes out of bounds, and will remain with Barneveld. Barneveld now making a couple of substitutions. Vinger and Leister coming into this one. Leister looking for an open player, gets it into Marks. Goes up for the shot. Springer gets it to go. As Buys will just throw it out of bounds, looking for Wallace. A little bit of miscommunication there from the Vikings. Leister passing it in. Gets it to Marks. Marks down low to Springer. Goes up for the shot, draws the foul. Barneveld running that same out of bounds play. Spring at the line now. Spring first shot is good. Anderson, Magnuson, Leibfried, and Vesperman all coming into this game. Vikings now with their starting 5 on the court. Spring, second free throw is good as well. Wallace gets it over to Vesperman. Vesperman back to Wallace. Wallace now crossing half court, bounces it to Anderson. Anderson gets it to Magnuson. Back to Wallace, over to Vesperman now on the wing. Takes one dribble, skips it to Magnuson. Thought about the shot, gets it down low to Anderson now. Leibfried back to Anderson. Tries to go up with a shot, no good. Draws the foul and will head to the free throw line.
Good work there by Anderson, getting down low, drawing a little contact too. You know, she didn't necessarily have to jump into Spring there, but drawing a little bit of contact, making the shoulder, you know, hit the chest bone with Spring and drawing the foul.
Anderson first free throw, no good. And the Vikings are just being very patient on the offensive side of the ball, making a ton of passes during that possession, making sure they take the right shot, not rushing anything. Anderson's second free throw is no good as well. Leibfried, however, gets the rebound, puts it back up, and gets the bucket. 9:25 left to play till this one is over. Barneveld with it on the wing. Peckin to Leister. Now back to Peckin. Peckin trying to go baseline. Meets Leibfried, gets it to Spring. Puts up the shot, but draws the foul. Doesn't get the shot to go. We'll head to the free throw line for 2 shots. Spring having a lot of those plays where she just draws contact, doesn't get the shot to go, but she just goes to the free throw line a lot.
And Spring, speaking of free throw line, 6 for 7 alone for the Golden Eagles associated with Spring, as that one goes off the front iron. No good. Make it 6 for 8.
Fahey coming into this one for Marks. As Spring gets ready for her second shot. Good. Score is now 42-18. 9:08 left to play. Vesperman pushing it up. Meets a couple of defenders, passes it back to Wallace. Wallace now throwing it across half court to Anderson. Anderson dribbling in, finds Magnuson. Magnuson jumper, good.
One thing there that the Vikings, I think, we saw this happen quite a bit in the first half, not so much in the second half. The Vikings have gotten into a habit of picking the ball up in the backcourt when they've been pressed. And Emily Wallace did it there at that time, able to get it out of there, but they almost had a couple close calls in this first half where they picked the ball up in the backcourt. Luckily for them, they've been able to escape it and keep the press relatively light from Barneveld.
Marks with it near the top. Gets it down low. Shot is blocked by Leibfried. Ball on the ground. Marks ends up with it. Puts the shot up. Can't get it to go. But will draw the foul.
Foul's going to be on Buys. That's going to be her 4th of the evening. Doesn't look like there's going to be any movement to take her out at the moment. As the first shot from Marks falls. Pending one more. Barely even saw the net move on that one. Great shot by Shelby Marks.
Vikings trying to break the press. Wallace to Anderson. Anderson now dribbling up. Kicks it to Leibfried, who takes the shot. Rattles in. Leibfried with a nice baseline jumper. Makes the score 46-20. Vikings lead.
Well, Anderson not necessarily making a wave on the point side of the scorebook. Assist. She's had 2 back-to-back offensive assists there. Really making her teammates open. And good credit to the Vikings offense for sinking those shots as well.
Vikings now with the ball back. Buys skips it over to Wallace. Wallace now at the top, right near the logo. Now to Buys, who will get called for the travel.
Have the right idea. Buys had the right idea. It was right there. Just a little too much momentum going in the wrong direction. One too many steps there from Buys, and it's going to be a turnover from the Vikings. 46-20, though. They lead in the second half. 7:41 left to go.
Both teams making a few substitutions here. 5 on the floor for the Vikings are Elliott, Olendick, Burke, Buys, and Parker. Marks with it on the wing. Dribbling in, gets it to Vinger. Back to Marks. Now over to Forbes. Forbes guarded by Burke, swings it over to Marks. Now going up with the shot is Marks and gets it. Vikings breaking the Barneveld press pretty easily here as Olendick has it near the top. Olendick finding Parker. Now gets it over to Burke. Back to Olendick at the top. Takes the 3. Good. Olendick with a deep 3 there to make the score 49-22. Marks will get called with the offensive foul, pushing off on Olendick.
Good call there by the official. I was actually going to mention something that happened as well in the previous defensive possession there from the Vikings let it play a little bit. Obviously, good work there by the officials, kind of let both teams play a little bit. But once it becomes a habit, 1 or 2 more times after that, that's when the whistles start to blow.
Olendick with the ball on the wing. Now to Elliott. Now to Parker in the corner. Parker decides to take the 3, rattles out. Rebounded by Baker. Marks pushing it up, guarded by Elliott. Now over to Baker. Shot no good. Rebound buys. Olendick now pushing it up. Tries to go all the way to the hoop. Can't get the shot to go. Rebounded by Barneveld. As Vinger was looking for Marks, passes it over the half-court line, will be called for the over and back. Ackerman checking into this one for Buys. Buys coming out of this game with 4 fouls. Parker over to Olendick. Olendick takes another 3 from the wing. This one no good. Good hustle from the Vikings trying to get the ball, as a jump ball will be called.
Actually, it's going to be a timeout for the Vikings. I know you're kind of packed in the corner there. You couldn't see Colin. It is going to be a timeout for the Vikings, and we'll take one as well. We'll be right back. 49-22 is the score here from Barneveld. 5:50 left in the second half.
The Grand Stay Hotel and Suites is a brand new hotel in Mount Horeb. The Grand Stay caters to business and leisure travelers and is ideal for individuals and families. In a convenient location near Madison, Grand Stay is also a great option for guests visiting neighboring Barneveld or Epic Systems in Verona. We offer clean, comfortable rooms, free hot breakfast, an indoor pool, hot tub, and a 24-hour fitness center. To see pictures, visit grandstaymounthoreb.com. Book online or call 608-437-5200 to make your reservation today.
Now it's time to get back to the Vikings athletic action, brought to you live right here on Wisco Radio.
Vikings with the ball coming out of the break. Olendick with it, decides to pull it from 3, no good. Rebounded by Barneveld. Leah Marks with the rebound, now bringing it up. Met by Olendick and Elliott, who put pressure on her, as the officials will get, looks to be Olendick for the foul. Barneveld is in double bonus. Vikings with 10 fouls, so Marks will head to the free throw line for 2 shots.
Like you said, Colin, Olendick with her 4th foul, as Marks puts up the first. Front back iron and in. But one thing for the Vikings, I think, Colin, we said at halftime, key to the half was make sure you're not in foul trouble. And 5:23 left, we have double bonus for Barneveld. Just a little piece of, a little nugget of information for the Vikings to kind of improve upon as they go throughout the rest of their season here.
Second free throw was a miss, but Barneveld will get the rebound, as the pass will end up into the hands of Ackerman. Elliott gives it to Olendick. Olendick bringing it up. And on the other side of things, Barneveld only has 5. They haven't really had very many fouls at all, even in the first half. Parker with it on the wing. Skips it over to Elliott. Now into the corner to Olendick. Olendick dribbling it up. Gets a screen from Ackerman. Olendick now driving in. Shot is blocked. Rebound Barneveld. Gordon now pushing it up for Barneveld. Pass will be poked out by Elliott. Goes out of bounds. Barneveld will keep possession. 4:51 left to play. Vikings lead Barneveld 49-23. Gordon gets it in. Shot up. 3 from Barneveld. No good. Air ball. Ball goes out of bounds and will be Vikings ball. Thompson and Plaus checking in that last dead ball for the Vikings. Parker trying to get it into Thompson. Pass deflected by Leicester. Timeout will be taken by Barneveld. 4:44 left to play in this one. Vikings up big, 49-23.
How do you define strength? Is it physical? Or is it mental? Maybe it's both. Maybe it's whatever empowers a person to dig deeper, fight harder, and overcome obstacles that once seemed insurmountable. Discover how much stronger and more confident your children can be. Encourage them to participate in a sport when they go to high school.
This message presented by the Wisconsin Interscholastic Athletic Association and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
You are listening to the Mount Horeb Vikings on Wisco Radio.
Welcome back to Barneveld. Vikings up 49-23. 4:44 left to play in this one. Barneveld gets it in. Gordon at the top. Vikings still playing that zone defense that has worked out really well for them as Gordon misses the shot. Rebound Parker. Thompson now bringing it up. As we mentioned, the Vikings playing that zone defense that has just worked out great for them, putting a lot of pressure on the ball, forcing Barneveld to make a lot of turnovers. Burke with it in the corner, shoots up the three, long, no good. Rebounded by Barneveld. As Forbes will draw the foul and head to the line. .418 left to play. 49-23 your score. First free throw from Forbes is good. Rattles in. Barneveld making big substitution here. Forbes now getting ready for her second shot. Shot is up and good as well. Shelby Marks will now come in for Forbes. Emma Anderson also checking into the game for the Vikings. Thompson bringing the ball up. Over to Parker on the wing, now into the corner. Anderson with it. Up to Parker. Takes a dribble, passes it to Thompson. Now down low to Anderson. Anderson meets a couple defenders. Now to Thompson at the top for three. No good. Ball is going around as it will end up into the hands of Marks. Pushing it up now is Vingers. Pass is stolen by Pautz. Parker now with the ball. Over to Anderson. Anderson crossing half court to Plautz. Plautz dribbles in. Tries to go up for the shot. No good, but will draw the foul. Plautz at the line for 2 shots. First free throw, no good. Hits the front of the rim. 3:33 left to play, 49-25 your score, Vikings lead. Previous foul was on Maya Baker, her third of the game. 6th team foul for Barneveld. Second free throw up and good. Vikings with that last free throw hitting the 50-point mark. Peckin over to Vinger. Driving in is Marks and gets the lay-in. Barneveld falling back, not really showing a press anymore. Still playing that zone defense, however. Vikings not seeming to have any problems playing against that zone defense. As Thompson gets it to Buys, now to Parker. Parker takes the three, no good. Rebound Peckin. Peckin now dribbling it up. Takes the shot, no good. Peckin gets her own rebound, but she was out of bounds. Will be Vikings ball. Barneveld making a few substitutions. Leibfried also coming into this one for the Vikings. Coming in for Emma Anderson. 2:48 left to play. Vikings up 50-27. Ball is stolen by Leicester, but they say she double dribbled. Vikings will regain possession of the ball. Leibfried passing it in. Barneveld showing this press again. As Elliott almost throws it out of bounds, saved by Ploutz. Now over to Thompson. Crossing half court, pass is deflected. Thompson gets the ball again, passes it to Buys, who gets the easy bucket right underneath the hoop. Heister now bringing it up. Guarded by Thompson. Over on the wing, into the corner. Tries to go down low. Ball is stolen, but a jump ball will be called. Will be Vikings ball. Leibfried gets it into Thompson. Ref blows the whistle.
Looks like we have a clock adjustment. 2:07 is the end result. After a couple seconds, we're adjusted. 52-27 Vikings leading. Clock is now running.
Under 2 minutes to play now. Vikings up 52-27. As Leibfried will get called for the travel.
You know, Vikings relatively consistent from the turnover aspect as well here in the second half, have 7. Barneveld having a little bit of an improvement. I would say actually a lot of bit of improvement. If you're looking at their 15 from the first half, they only have 6 in this second half. We'll make it 7 now with the turnover right there, but Barneveld making some improvements on the turnover side of things as well.
Yeah, and that's showing on the scoreboard. Barneveld scoring a lot more points in the second half than the first half, because it took them a good portion of the first half actually to get their first points. Elliott at the free throw line after the foul. Her first free throw is no good. And bounces off the back iron. Second shot from Elliott is good. Bringing it up the floor for Barneveld is Leicester. Trying to dribble in as a foul will be called. Foul is actually on Leicester. Heading to the free throw line for the Vikings will be Ploutz. 1:31 left to play. Vikings up big, 53-27. First free throw is up and rattles in. Ploutz getting ready for her second shot. Shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Barneveld. Gordon bringing it up. Over to Vinger, now down low. Marks with it and will throw it out of bounds. Thompson bringing the ball up for the Vikings. Gets a screen from Buys. As a carry will be called on Thompson and will be a Vikings turnover. Gordon with the ball. Gets it down low to Forbes. As a foul will be called on the Vikings. Foul was on Elliott, her first of the game. As Forbes will head to the free throw line for 2 shots. First one is good. Second shot from Forbes is up and good as well. Thompson bringing it up. 1 minute left in this one. Vikings up 54-29. Buys with it, passes deflected, goes out of bounds, will be Vikings ball. Ploutz looking to pass it in to Thompson. Now to Buys. Buys shoots from the elbow, no good. Rebounded by Fahey. Pushing it up now is Vinger. Goes up with the shot, no good. Rebounded by Thompson. Thompson now pushing it up, tries to go all the way. Shoots a layup, no good. Ball is on the floor. Gathered in by Barneveld. Now pushing it up is Forbes. Forbes goes up with it, can't get it to go. Vinger gets the rebound, tries to put it back up. Doesn't get the shot to fall, but will draw the foul. Buys will be called for the foul, which will be her 5th. Burke checking in for her as Buys will foul out. Vinger hits her first free throw. Vinger now getting ready for her second shot. Up and good. Thompson dribbling it up. Dribbling left. Gets it to Ackerman. Now back to Thompson. Now to Elliott in the corner. 10 seconds left to play in this one. Gets it to Thompson. 4 seconds left. Vikings just looking to hold on to it for the remainder of this one. Final score is Vikings 54, Barneveld 31. We will take a quick break and then we will be right back with the Wisco Radio postgame show.
Plain, Wisconsin, the largest selection and the lowest prices on swing sets, basketball hoops, trampolines, backyard courts, sports training products, and much more. Try it first at Plain, Wisconsin, Parmenter Street in Middleton, or plainwisconsin.com.
Dr. Steven Samuelson and Lauren Ta are your local eye care professionals. Any time of year is a great time to schedule your optical exam and your eye care needs. Clear vision starts with healthy eyes, so contact Samuelson Eye Care, 437-3377, to schedule your eye exam today. 437-3377. You'll be glad you did.
Plain, Wisconsin is your local home court headquarters for everything basketball. From driveway hoops to indoor-outdoor home courts, find the perfect addition for your family. Visit PlayInWisconsin.com or stop by Wisconsin's only basketball showroom to see all the features before you buy. Try it first at Play in Wisconsin.
You are listening to an exclusive interview brought to you only by Wisco Radio.
Vikings coming out victorious against Barneveld 54-31. Gonna hand it over to Blaine for some stats.
Yeah, Colin, looking down the stat sheet here for the Vikings. Vikings being led by Magnuson, 26 points, ends the night with 11 rebounds. She hit our double-double alert. Even earlier in the first half, had a couple extra points just to make sure that she actually hit it. Wanted to be confident that she was in a good spot. Julie Magnuson once again leading the Vikings with 26. Followed by Vesperman 4, Leibfried with 4 on the books, Wallace with 3, Olendick with 3 as well, Ploutz, Anderson, Buys, and they all have 2. So that's what we're looking at down the sidelines here for the Vikings. Colin, I think if you're looking at this game from an outsider's perspective here, 54-31, overall a good game. Mount Horeb never really left the lead in any sort of contention at any point throughout this game. And you can see that on the scorebook as well. Vikings having a good night from the line. They relatively contained in terms of turnovers from the second half. Turnovers were 7 compared to a 9 for the first half for the Vikings. The only thing I would say is fouls. Vikings at 4:30 in the first half were in foul trouble, double bonus awarded to the Golden Eagles. And then about 5:30 in the second half left they were also awarded double bonus. They were in foul trouble once again. So while no individual player on this stat sheet, with the exception of Buys, following out or really in any sort of foul trouble, I know Ole and Dick also have 4. So no individual player per se was in some severe foul trouble. But just something for the Vikings to look at here going into their next game. I know the next game is in Potosi on Saturday. So as they kind of look, turnover is always going to be a big thing for either team, really any team. Turnovers are big, but as well these foul numbers, making sure that they're playing some good defense, which I thought they did throughout the entire game. I thought they played some really strong, solid defense, but making sure hands are up, making sure that they're keeping contained to themselves and not drawing unnecessary fouls. Like I said, overall good game though for the Vikings. Broke down some good defense that Barneveld brought tonight. And going forward towards that Potosi game, I think they're in a good spot to potentially make themselves 2-1.
Vikings coming out victorious tonight, 54-31. I'm Colin Loger alongside Blaine Bestel. Thank you guys for tuning in. Stay safe and go Vikings.
Well, that's it for the broadcast tonight. If you missed any of the action live on Wisco Radio, you can always go back to wiscoradio.com and click on the Archives tab to listen to